Some of the smartest people alive think you might not be real. It started with 13 pages, written by an Oxford philosopher in 2003. Elon Musk now says the odds we live in base reality are 1 in billions. But here is what almost everyone gets wrong. The man who wrote those pages never claimed we are in a simulation at all. His name is Nick Bostrom, and the most famous idea on the internet is quite literally a misquote of him. So tonight we are going to do something rare with this topic. We are going to take it seriously and stay honest the entire way. This is Inner Cosmos, where science meets wonder. Here is the real question. Could everything you have ever seen, touched, or loved be running inside a machine? Could the warmth of the sun, the face of someone you trust, the floor beneath your feet, all of it be computed rather than physical? And if it were, could you ever, even in principle, find out from the inside? Stay with me because the honest answer is stranger than the myth. Start with what actually happened. Bostrom's paper appeared in the Philosophical Quarterly. That part is simple, documented fact. What he wrote, though, was not a claim. It was a logical structure, a kind of trap that forces you to accept one of three things. Option 1. Almost every civilization like ours destroys itself before it grows powerful enough to build worlds. Option 2. Those advanced civilizations could build simulated worlds, but they almost never bother. Or option 3. We are almost certainly living inside one of those simulations right now. His argument says at least one of those three must be true. Not which one, just that you cannot comfortably reject all three at once. Read them again slowly. Each one sounds reasonable on its own, and yet together they close every exit. That is what makes it feel like a trap. And notice something most people miss entirely. 2 of those 3 options mean we are not simulated at all. So an argument is not the same as a claim. This is the heart of the whole topic, so let it land. Bostrom himself does not say we are probably simulated. He spreads his belief across all 3 doors. He has put his own odds for the simulation well below 50%, closer to 1 in 5. The people shouting certainty on the internet are far more confident than the man who actually started it. So why does option 3 tempt anyone? Because of one haunting idea. Imagine a single future civilization, far past anything we can build, that runs 1 billion historical simulations of its own past. Picture each of those worlds filled with billions of conscious minds, all believing their lives are completely real. Now do the arithmetic. In that scenario, simulated minds would outnumber every human who has ever actually lived by a factor of billions. Real biological minds would be a rounding error, lost in the noise. And if simulated minds vastly outnumber real ones, then a random mind like yours is probably one of the many. It is a clean, chilling thought. But notice it rests entirely on a chain of ifs. It is a belief built on unproven assumptions, not a measurement. Now, can we actually test any of this? In 2012, 3 physicists, Silas Beane, Zara Davoudi, and Martin Savage, tried. They reasoned that if our universe ran on a fixed grid, like the lattices physicists already used to simulate particle physics on supercomputers, the highest energy cosmic rays might carry a faint fingerprint. A subtle preference for certain directions. A built-in speed limit set by the spacing of the grid itself. That is real science. Clever, published, falsifiable. But here is the honest catch. It only tests one specific, arbitrary kind of simulation. A simulator who used a different design, or who simply hid the seam, would sail right past the test. A blank result would prove nothing at all. How do you test a universe that can edit itself? This is where the popular evidence falls apart. People say the Planck length proves reality is pixelated, like a screen. It does not. The Planck scale is simply the point where our current theories stop working and start spitting out nonsense answers. It marks the edge of what we understand, not the edge of reality. It is a frontier of our ignorance, not a confirmed grid. Nobody in any experiment has ever seen space break into squares. And the speed of light as the universe's processor speed? That is an analogy, not a finding. Think about it. The Greeks said reality was clockwork. The Victorians said it was a steam engine. We say it is a computer. Every era describes the cosmos using its newest machine. So ask yourself, is that physics? Or is it just us looking in a mirror? So far, reality is winning. But this next part flips it. There is even a piece of hard evidence pointing the other way. A symmetry called Lorentz invariance says physics looks identical in every direction. We have tested it to staggering precision. To picture how staggering, imagine measuring the distance across the United States and being certain of it down to the width of a single atom. That is roughly the level of accuracy here, and the symmetry holds at every step. A crude, fixed grid would break that symmetry because a grid has special directions baked into it like the lines on graph paper. So the simplest pixel universe is actually disfavored by real data. Though, to stay honest, cleverer kinds of discreteness could still survive. And the glitches, the déjà vu, the Mandela effect, the eerie coincidences people post as proof the matrix slipped, those are not cracks in reality. They are well-documented quirks of human memory. Here is the unsettling truth. Your brain does not replay memories like a recording. It rebuilds them from scratch every single time you recall them, and sometimes it rebuilds them wrong. The glitch is real, but it is inside you, not in the universe. No exotic physics required. Just a beautifully imperfect mind. So why do brilliant people land in opposite places? Musk says billions to one we are simulated. In 2020, astronomer David Kipping ran the math carefully and found the odds of being simulated come out just under 50%, essentially a coin flip. Same question, opposite answers. And the reason is not the data. Musk treats option 3 as already settled and ignores the other two doors entirely. Kipping instead collapsed the trilemma into a fairer two-way choice and let the math speak. They are choosing different assumptions, not reading different evidence. That gap is the whole story. So let us be precise the way this channel always tries to be. Proven the firmest ground. Bostrom published a valid logical trilemma in 2003, and the staggering precision of Lorentz invariance disfavors a simple, fixed grid. Emerging, real but unsettled. The cosmic ray test and Kipping's coin flip math are genuine science, yet narrow and contested. Belief, a credence and not a finding. The confident conviction that we are simulated, held by Musk and entertained by Neil deGrasse Tyson. And myth, simply false. That Bostrom proved it, that Planck pixels are real, that déjà vu is a glitch in the code. And the deepest, honest point of all? As usually stated, the simulation idea makes no unique prediction we could ever test. A good enough simulation could patch away any evidence the moment we looked for it. A claim that can explain literally any observation and rule out nothing ends up explaining nothing at all. That is not a believer's secret weapon. It is, quietly, the physicist's main complaint. So back to where we began. A philosopher did not prove we live in a simulation. He proved something subtler and arguably stranger. That we cannot easily rule it out and we cannot yet test it either. Here is my question for you. If you could never tell the difference from the inside, would it change a single thing about how you live tomorrow? And what, for you, would actually count as proof? Tell me below. If you love where science meets wonder, and you want the honest version, not the hype, subscribe and stay with us. Because next, we chase a question that comes for every single one of us, no matter what we believe. What actually happens inside your brain in the final moments of life? The answer is more astonishing and more human than you think. We will see you there.